Bulavinaka, my name is Litia and I'm from the beautiful island of Laos and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rock.
My name is Casey, I'm from Tabua. We love Today FM in Tabua. Today FM rocks.
My name is Selina, I'm from Tavenga Vengamba. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Pula, my name is Carlo. I love listening to the music in Today FM, in Malak Island. Today FM rock.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
PM to campaign on climate change in the UK. And police refute claims of brutality.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Spate.
The Fiji Sevens team has settled for silver, losing out 14-0 to New Zealand in the men's rugby sevens final at the Commonwealth Games. With a lot at stake in the final, New Zealand produced a solid performance to claim gold. Prime Minister Voreqe Bainimarama says he will continue to campaign against climate change to the global audience when he attends the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting in London on Monday week. He says tropical cyclones are only expected to become more severe in the years ahead due to the worsening effects of climate change. Ali Kimbia with more.
Fiji once again continues to be on the receiving end of climate change following the recent bad weather that's been hitting the nation.
We know too well that storms like Cyclone Winston, Josie and Kenny are already having a very serious impact on our people, our development and our way of life. Due to the worsening effects of climate change, tropical cyclones are only expected to become more severe in the years ahead.
Prime Minister Voreqe Bainimarama says storms like Cyclone Winston, TC Josie and Kenny are already having a very serious impact on Fijians, our development as well as our way of life.
This is why we are carrying out extensive work around the country to build back better, to build a more resilient Fiji. And it is also why we cannot rest, even for a minute, in making our case on the international stage.
Bainimarama says we need to keep up the pressure and seek full implementation of the Paris Agreement on climate change.
More than that, we need the support, the ideas and the resources of our development partners to continue to adapt our nation to the realities of climate change. The rising seas, the storms, the rains, the flooding and the changing weather patterns that are causing immense harm in Fiji and all around the world.
The Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting begins from Tuesday, ending Thursday. Ali Kimbia, FBC News.
A 10-year-old boy is believed to be the country's latest road fatality. The victim was hit by a bus driven by a 40-year-old man in Wainisarava, Namosi yesterday morning. The driver, who is in custody, was heading towards Suva from Narayawa village when the alleged incident occurred at Wainisarava, where the boy is alleged to have run across the road. The victim was rushed to the Navuni Kambi Health Centre but was pronounced dead on arrival. The road death toll currently stands at 13 compared to 15 for the same period last year. Investigations continue. An investigation will be conducted into a social media post that's using the death of a 17-year-old boy in Lautoka for political gain. Acting Police Commissioner Rusiate Tundravu says the post on social media claiming police were responsible for the death of a teenager is completely false and an attempt to discredit the organization. He says they're concerned about the extent to which some social media users are using the teenager's death for political gain. Tundravu says it's extremely disturbing and shows some will take advantage of others' pain for their personal gain. He says this is shocking, adding it's more disturbing to see the lack of respect shown for the student and his family, who are going through a difficult time with the loss of their loved one. Tundravu says they have spoken to the grieving parents who have refuted all claims made of police brutality. He has sent their condolences to the family and has given assurance they will conduct an investigation into those responsible for the post. The social media post has since been removed. Still to come, women empowerment important in rural communities. And we feature a tent businessman in our Successful Fijian tonight. Stay with us.
Bula, kera mai singatoka, kera ndo tali taka na varorong na Radio Fiji 1 and the Moiviti.
I have an
Recomendação de cola, onde está na radio Festival, na Domili.
Ya cuidado silil tale, na gurara mai na omanyi, na ronga. Gitu tale tagi yang gitu Venezuela pun nanggutu rongo. Barongo na radio Festival, na Domili.
Na radio Festival, na Domili na bonga ni BNN.
All schools around the country will be officially open for classes tomorrow, with the exception of schools on Kandavu. All schools on Kandavu should only open at the discretion of the head teacher or school head, as assessments by disaster officials are still ongoing. All parents on Kandavu should also use their own discretion and evaluate weather and damage conditions prior to sending their children to school. The Education Ministry will also hold meetings next week to discuss a catch-up plan for schools that were closed due to the severe weather over the past 2 weeks. New prices of unleaded petrol, premix, kerosene, diesel and LPG products came into effect from today. The prices of motor spirit has increased by 3 cents and now costs $2.06 per litre. A litre of kerosene costs $1.54, an increase of 5 cents. The price of diesel has increased by 5 cents and has now become $1.76 per litre. Premix remains the same at $1.89 per litre, with a slight reduction by 0.02% at the wholesale level. However, the price of all LPG products has decreased. A 4.5 kg cylinder now costs $12.73, a decrease of $1.70. 12 kg cylinder now costs $33.94, a decrease of $4.54. Autogas now costs $1.60 per litre, a decrease of 22 cents. The prices reflected from today until July 14th is mainly determined by the movement in the international prices for petroleum and LPG products since last quarter. The Fijian Consumer and Competition Commission will conduct the next fuel and LPG price review on July 15th. Empowering women is essential in building stronger communities and improving the quality of life. Eleanor Rangaiviu reports, provided with the right resources and given the right support, communities will continue to grow.
For years now, the women of Vutua village in Lekutumbua have always wanted a resource center. They now have one, which used to be the village kindergarten and was handed over to the women's group.
We didn't get any government assistance. We have been working towards getting the center. We're grateful to the men of the village who gave us this house to be a resource center.
Minister for Women, Children and Poverty Alleviation, Mereseni Buniwanga, officially opened the Women's Resource Center yesterday and handed over 3 sewing machines and an oven to the women's group.
We're helping women start their income-generating projects so that they're able to help their communities, their families, and the nation as a whole in uplifting the livelihoods of the families.
Speaking to villagers, Buniwanga also highlighted the increasing number of cases of violence against women and children in Fiji.
Almost every day we read about a case where a child has been abused or a woman has been raped or sexually assaulted. Government is doing a lot in preaching about it and in putting in place programs to alleviate this problem. But we can't do it alone. Government cannot do this alone. We need the Vanua. We need the church.
There are about 50 women that make up the Seniwandra Women's Club of Vutua Village. The main source of income is making mats, handicraft and selling food parcels. Eleanor Rangaiviu, FBC News.
Nothing can stop you from achieving your dreams if you are dedicated and have high self-esteem. This is what our successful Fijian this week believes in. Imtiaz Khan is the owner of Pacifica Tents and Supplies based in Nambour Suva and has climbed his way up the ladder of challenges from a very young age. Catherine Krishna with his story.
Successful Fijians is brought to you by the Fiji Development Bank, your partner in progress.
From a ball boy to a civil servant, and jumping on field as a national football player to now one of the country's successful businessmen. Imtiaz Khan, the owner of Pacifica Tents and Supplies, says believing in one's capability is very useful in life.
I brought up at Adi Samaj Primary School and then to MGM High till Form 7, that was in 94. After that, I was a civil servant for almost 5 years, government supplies. With that,
he says he had to make tough choices sometimes to make ends meet.
One day when I was working and I was in town And I was really thirsty when I wanted to buy a Coke of $1.10. Remember, it was just $1.10 bottled Coke. When I dig in my pocket, and then I realized that if I buy the $1.10, I'll be out of budget. I won't have enough bus fare to go back home or come back to work.
Known widely as Bhaiya from his soccer background, Khan says being humble and having an aim in life is very important.
With my previous work experience, I couldn't actually portray my capabilities, my abilities, the potentials I have, because it always was restricted, by the directors.
Khan's father worked as a security guard, and it was through his father's hard work that encouraged him to do well in life. He says he decided to leave his job as a civil servant and create something of his own.
And I knew that I don't want to go small from just a small shop and it will remain. In these last 8 years, yes, I started small because it wasn't planned, it wasn't inherited. I started from my sitting room with a phone and a fax line only, with 2 boys and with 5,000 loan. And today, yes, we're doing almost a gross sale of $1 million, approx.
He says the huge support from his wife, friends and family has been motivating strength. Khan now sells tents and does booking for customers who need tents set up for various events. He says running a business is easy if one knows how to make informed decisions.
It's just be happy for what you have and just don't work a bit extra, believe in yourself, dedicated, and you just keep on going. I think that's what I have seen in my life.
Khan has also represented Fiji in the under-15, under-20, under-23 and the national football team and the futsal team. He is currently the coach for the national futsal side and is married with 2 kids. Catherine Krishna, FBC News.
Successful Fijians is brought to you by the Fiji Development Bank, your partner in progress.
And Fiji to invest for sporting venues upgrade. This and more after the break.
मैं प्रेमिला वायरुकू रेकी रेकी से सुबह मेरी आँख खुलती है तो मैं मिर्ची एफएम सुनती हूँ। मिर्ची एफएम इज नंबर 1। इट्स सो हॉट।
हम लोग बार टाउन के कैरियर ड्राइवर लोगों ने हम लोग के मिर्ची एफएम सुनो अच्छा लगे। मिर्ची एफएम इज हॉट।
हाय, मैं संध्या नारिया रेकी से मेरे सारे दोस्त मिर्ची एफएम सुनते हैं। मिर्ची एफएम इज हॉट। आई लव मिर्ची एफएम।
हमें स्पिन टॉक ताबुआ के मिर्ची एफएम में सबसे अच्छा गाना बजे।
मिर्ची एफएम इट्स हॉट।
It was a nail-biting performance from the Fiji Airways Sevens team when they played South Africa in the semi-final. Both teams gave their best, but Fiji showed momentum, scoring the winning try in sudden death. The Fiji Airways Fijiana Sevens team sealed their Commonwealth Games campaign, settling in 5th place after they thrashed Kenya 45. Fiji led in the first half with a 26-0 lead and expanded their lead on the second spell with another 3 tries. Fiji will need to lift the standard of its sporting facilities in order to host a leg of the World Sevens Series. An independent online website reports World Rugby's performance director Mark Egan, the FRU and bid officials met in January, while an evaluation team from the World Rugby inspected the facilities in Fiji in February. Eroni Tuinuku reports.
Fiji's motive and determination to host a World Rugby 7 Series tournament is not a concern to the World Rugby. However, it's the venues and facilities that's a concern to the international board.
Corporate hospitality facilities.
World Rugby Performance Director Mark Egan says Fiji needs to invest in order to have the resources of hosting a tournament in the future.
Infrastructure of the venue will be world class, and the venue will also offer corporate hospitality facilities.
However, Fiji's Prime Minister and FRU President Worenge Bainimarama during the FRU Awards last month said Fiji will do everything in its powers to host a sevens tournament.
We will pull out all the stops to win the right to host such an event. And when, not if, when we win that right, we may be able to host as early as 2020.
Meanwhile, the World 7 Series currently consists of 10 tournaments for the men and 5 for the women. 3 of the tournaments, Dubai, Sydney and Paris, are held jointly. Eroni Tuinuku, FBC Sports.
Team Fiji wrapped up the Commonwealth Games today after 12 days of commitment and sacrifice, representing the country in Gold Coast, Australia. Fiji's weightlifting sensation Aileen Dikamatana scooped Fiji's only gold medal, while Apollonia Vaivai won bronze. Winston Hill also won a bronze medal in boxing, while the Fiji Rugby Sevens team settled for silver. The team returns tomorrow. Tangele Nayaravoro touched down 2 times for the Waratahs side to beat the Queensland Reds 37-16 in their Super Rugby clash last night. The Waratahs scored 4 tries, while Filippo Ndaungunu scored the only try for the Reds in Sydney. Waisake Naholo scored a try for his Highlanders side to help thump the Brumbies 43-17 last night. Isi Naisarani scored a try for the ACT Brumbies side, but it wasn't enough to bring down the mighty Highlanders in their home turf in Dunedin. Argentina's Jaguares came from behind to beat Melbourne Rebels 22-25 in Australia for their first away win of the Super Rugby season. The Rebels led by 11 points at halftime, but the Jaguares outscored their hosts by 22 points to 8 in the second half to win the match. The Bulls thrashed the Sharks 40-10 in torrential rain at Kings Park in Durban. The Bulls displayed a masterclass of weight weather rugby on South Africa's East Coast, gaining their 4th win in 6 rugby games. Fiji Mbati winger Marcelo Montoya scored the first try for his Bulldogs side to beat the Cowboys 27-10 in the 6th round of the NRL competition last night. The Bulldogs scored 3 tries while the Cowboys managed 2. The 12th ranked Queensland Broncos side put up a good show yesterday to beat the undefeated Warriors side 27-18 in the 6th round of the NRL competition. In weather, cloudy periods with brief showers was experienced over the eastern parts and interior of the larger islands. Fine weather prevailed elsewhere. A high-pressure system to the south of Fiji directs a strong and cool southeasterly wind flow over Niue, Tonga and Fiji. Taking a look in the west, it was a ray of sunshine throughout the division, with Pa Lautoka and Singatoka soaring at 31 degrees. Cloudy conditions prevailed on the east side of the island from Pack Harbour to Suva, with Nausori recording the highest temperature at 30 degrees. And up north, sunshine was experienced throughout Vanua Level, with Nambawalu recording the highest temperature of the day. At sea, a strong wind warning remains in force for all Fiji waters. For the tides, low tide will be at 11:28 p.m. with high tide at 4:43 a.m. Sunrise will be at 6:19. Now for tomorrow, it's cloudy conditions with cool temperatures to be experienced throughout the country. Tomorrow's temps, Suva will be the coolest at 26 degrees. And looking further on, expect fine but much colder weather. Recapping the main stories for tonight, Fiji Sevens settle for silver. PM to campaign on climate change in the UK, and police refute claims of brutality. Now for these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. To our poll question for this week, we are asking, should Gareth Baber be given a contract to coach the national team until the next Olympics? Visit our FBC website to answer. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. You can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. That was your FBC News for tonight. From the team and I, stay safe. Good night.
मैं प्रेमिला वायरुकू रेकी रेकी से सुबह मेरी आँख खुलती है तो मैं मिर्ची एफएम सुनती हूँ। मिर्ची एफएम इज नंबर 1। इट्स सो हॉट।
हम लोग बार टाउन के केरिया ड्राइवर लोगों ने हम लोग के मिर्ची एफएम सुनो अच्छा लगे। मिर्ची एफएम इज हॉट।
हाय, मैं संध्या नारिया रेफ्रिकी से। मेरे सारे दोस्त मिर्ची एफएम सुनते हैं। मिर्ची एफएम इज हॉट। आई लव मिर्ची एफएम।
हमें स्पिन तो हुआ कि मिर्ची एफएम में सबसे अच्छा गाना बजे।
Mirchi FM, it's hot.